We're at the Royal Rumble and we kick off the show in style with the Women's Royal Rumble match. Lyra Valkyria is the #1 entrant. She's got a tall task ahead of her if she wants to headline the biggest show of the year, and the challenge starts at number 2. It may be the toughest first opponent for Lyra Valkyria, as Becky Lynch is here. These two women have deep-rooted history from Becky's run in NXT, and whilst respect is shown between the two, they know they can't hold back as they begin slugging it out of one another. They're fighting as if they hate each other, but at the end of the day, all they want is to win. Although Lyra's dreams may be crushed as Becky attempts to get rid of her from the match early, but Lyra survives in time for the number 3 entrant to enter the match. And the woman to do so is none other than the former Women's World Champion Liv Morgan, and she's desperate to get another shot at the World Championship, so she tries to eliminate both Lyra and Becky, although both attempted eliminations fail, and subsequently Liv suffers the consequences, as Becky and Lyra team up on her and starts to overwhelm the Queen of the Revenge Tour. And it doesn't look good for Liv Morgan as Io Sky joins the fray, and she joins the beatdown on Liv as with a Nightwing by Lyra, a manhandle slam by Becky, and a moonsault by Io, Lyra Valkyria sends Liv out early. No one can believe it. Liv is the first woman eliminated, although as soon as this does happen, Becky tries to eliminate both Lyra and Io, but similarly to Liv Morgan, it doesn't work. But before Lyra and Io can get their revenge, Liv beats them to it as she drags Becky out under the bottom rope and begins slaughtering her with a chair. It's unbelievable. Liv has taken out Becky, which leaves Io Sky and Lyra Valkyria in the ring. They're going to rekindle their magic from their previous altercations, although before they can, Dakota Kai enters the match at number 5. 2 members of Damage Control that Lyra has been in the ring with. She's outnumbered, but she doesn't care, as she brings it to both Io and Dakota. However, the numbers game is too much. She's getting overwhelmed, although neither Dakota or Io can manage to eliminate her. But she's struggling. She needs some form of support, and that eventually comes with Lash Legend coming out at number 6. She also has a history with Damage Control, so she brings it to both women, and with Lyra going after Dakota, Lash focuses on the Genius of the Sky. It's an unlikely alliance between Lash and Lyra, but they both know the threat Damage Control poses, and so does Mission, who comes out at number 7 and aids Lyra Valkyria in attempting to eliminate Dakota Kai, but it doesn't work, as Dakota hangs on for dear life. Although before they can finish the job, Mission tries to sneakily eliminate Lyra, but that doesn't work, so they start going at it as well. But Becky Lynch is back up, so she goes after Dakota Kai, although she can't get the elimination before number 8 appears. And that woman is none other than Meiko Satomura. Her retirement tour continues with her first and only Royal Rumble appearance, and the first person she comes into contact with is Io Sky. This is a dream match for many fans of both women, so they start trading blows, but Io is getting overwhelmed. Meiko is proving to be too much for her to handle, although before she can eliminate her, number 9 shocks everyone. Asuka is back, and she goes right after Meiko Satomura as they start going at it, but with some timely assistance from Io Sky and Dakota Kai, they all manage to eliminate Meiko Satomura. Damage Control have reunited, although the reunion is short-lived as Lash Legend grabs Dakota Kai and sends her out the match, but this makes Io Sky and Asuka furious as they overwhelm and eliminate Lash Legend. However, as Dakota Kai saunters to the back, she gets confronted by the number 10 entrant Bayley, who plants her with a rose plant. She hasn't forgotten what Damage Control did to her on the road to WrestleMania 40, but it's strange as she was seemingly fine with Io Sky in War Games. However, that doesn't matter as she brings it to Asuka and Io, and she even almost manages to eliminate Io, but Asuka saves her. Although in at number 11 is Candice LeRae, and she goes straight after Asuka and Bayley, who took her out of the Rumble last year. She wants revenge, but she can't seem to pull the trigger as both women teeter on the verge of elimination, although they both survive. But Bianca Belair wants to change this as she goes after a long-time rival Asuka, but Asuka is still a machine, so it's an even battle. That is until Candice LeRae comes out of nowhere and almost eliminates Asuka, but she can't do it, yet Bianca can. Asuka is done. It's another shocking elimination, but the EST doesn't take long to celebrate as she whips Candice LeRae, but a woman she eliminated last year wants payback. For the second year in a row, Jordynne Grace has surprised us all in the Women's Royal Rumble, but she's now an official signing to WWE. And with her being in that lucky number 13, she's looking to make an impact, no pun intended, as she goes straight after Bianca Belair, who eliminated her last year. Jordynne even almost manages to eliminate the EST, but she hangs on. Although Naomi is looking to aid her tag team partner, as she and Bianca Belair managed to eliminate Jordynne Grace. And even though Jordynne's night has come to an abrupt end, she can hold her head high knowing that this is only the beginning. But regardless, Bianca and Naomi continue dominating as they eliminate Candice LeRae. But Bayley only wants to buddy up with Naomi as she goes after Bianca whilst Naomi tries to separate them. And they do stop fighting, all because of number 15. Alexa Bliss is back in WWE, her first match in 2 years, and she's looking to headline WrestleMania. But before she can even enter the ring, something sinister occurs. Everyone is stunned, but Bayley is the one to take advantage as she attempts to send Alexa Bliss out of the Royal Rumble, but Bianca Belair stops her, and she continues brawling with Bayley even though Naomi tries to separate them. But Nia Jax comes out at number 16 and looks to dominate, and she does just that, as she's the one to eliminate Alexa Bliss before she goes after Naomi, which allows Bayley and Bianca's brawling to escalate. Although there's no more eliminations, that is until... Jade Cargill is back, and just like last year, she eliminates Nia Jax. Then with everyone else down, she stands in front of Bayley, Bianca Belair and Naomi. All three prime suspects in attacking Jade Cargill, and she becomes the judge, jury and executioner as she eliminates Bayley. Was it her who attacked Jade? Well, she then immediately eliminates Naomi afterwards. But why? Well, we find out as both Bayley and Naomi re-enter the ring and start beating down both Bianca and Jade. No one can believe it. Both Bayley and Naomi have turned to the dark side. And another woman who is saddened by this is Michin, who pleads with Naomi to stop, although she gets beaten down as well. Until finally, the duo relent and leave the carcasses behind. And with them down, Io and Becky take advantage as Io Sky eliminates the EST of WWE whilst Becky Lynch eliminates Jade Cargill. The field has been cleared, which Chelsea Green is very fond of as she comes out at number 18 and instantly sends Michin out the match. But now all that's left is herself, Lyra Valkyria, Becky Lynch and Io Sky. But 4 seems turned to 3 as Lyra Valkyria sends Becky Lynch out the match. It's a sudden elimination by the now sole Iron Woman. However, Chelsea loves this, although Lyra didn't do it for her, as she gets taken down by the Bird Lady. Then she connects a Nightwing before squaring off with Io Sky. But by the time they come to blows, Natalya comes out at number 19 and tries to get a quick elimination with Chelsea Green, but the longest reigning Women's United States Champion hangs on for dear life. However, no eliminations occur by the time Kiana James comes out at number 20, and due to Natalya being her debut match on the main roster, she looks to make a statement as she ducks Natalya, which sends her out the match. But as soon as she gets into the ring, Chelsea Green looks to eliminate her, but she can't manage it. Not without Piper Niven anyways, who comes out at number 21 and nails a Michinoku driver on a Kiana James before allowing Chelsea Green to get the elimination. So now Lyra and Io have to join forces temporarily to just survive against Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, but they're worn out, they aren't fresh like Piper, and they get run down by Piper's strength, whilst Chelsea just watches on in amusement. Piper even manages to connect a double Samoan drop onto both Lyra and Io. They need help, and help does indeed arrive, although it's not from who you'd expect. The Royal Rumble just got a whole lot more fabulous with the number 22 entrant Carmella, but Chelsea is horrified as Mella says, "I see you've replaced me fairly quickly." No. I always wanted you. I just needed someone to help fill the void, so then once you were back, I could ship them off and we could rise to being the tag team champions again. You what? Ah, crap. Sorry, I thought you would have known, boo. You were just there to help ensure I stayed as the greatest superstar on the roster whilst Mella was away, that's all. You meant nothing more to me. We could be a trio though. You could be the Muscle. No chance, Chelsea. We're done. And the comments by Chelsea makes Piper furious as she bulldozes her way through Chelsea and Carmella, and subsequently she eliminates them both. Piper is on fire. Io Sky even tries to take her out, but she can't stop her. So who the hell can? The Iconics are back in WWE, and it's Peyton Royce who is entering the battlefield, although Piper doesn't care, as she throws both women into the ring before connecting another double Samoan drop, and then she throws them both out just for good measure, and you could say that wasn't an iconic return for Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. But who's next? The NXT Women's Champion is here, but can the number 24 entrant stop Piper Niven? Well, she's giving us her all against the much stronger Piper, and that strength is proving to even overwhelm the NXT Women's Champion. No one can seemingly stop Piper Niven, although Julia gets some much needed assistance. Making her debut on the main roster at number 25 is Stephanie Vaquer, and she alongside Julia combine to try and topple Piper, and due to their combined force, they manage to eliminate Piper Niven. The monster is gone, but as soon as this happens, Stephanie attempts to eliminate Julia, although she stays in the match, so they start going at it. Everyone is elated with the action unfolding, which continues with Blair Davenport coming out at number 26, as she goes after the Iron Woman of the match, Lyra Valkyria, with them rekindling some of their NXT history. She even manages to connect a brutal knee onto her, along with Io Sky, but no one gets eliminated by the time number 27 makes her return. The Queen is back in WWE, and she goes straight to work as she starts going back and forth with Blair Davenport before trying to eliminate her, although Lyra Valkyria interrupts her. She wants a piece of the Queen, and asks and you shall receive, as they start going at it as well. You wouldn't think Charlotte had been out of the ring for over a year, as she starts to take control of Lyra, although she stops dead in their tracks, as she then goes after Io Sky. And even though Io puts up one hell of a fight, she's tired, especially in comparison to the fresh Queen, but she hangs on. She won't let this opportunity go that easily, although in at number 28 is Cora Jade, who is looking to take an opportunity as she looks to get rid of Stephanie Vaquer, although she can't focus on her for too long as Julia attacks her, but Cora manages to fend her off before going face to face with Charlotte Flair, and the Queen tells her to bring it, and she does. Cora is proving to be Charlotte's equal, but she has backup with the number 29 entrant Roxanne Perez. As with Charlotte going after Io Sky, they team up on Julia, as although she fights with everything she has left, the numbers game is too much, as Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade eliminate the NXT Women's Champion. Then they turn their attention to the Iron Woman of the match, Lyra Valkyria. They're looking to clear out the entire field as a duo, although they stop dead in their tracks when number 30 arrives. AJ Lee is back! After a decade, she has come out of retirement, and she stands in the ring of her two wrestling daughters until... You two are such disappointments. And as soon as we get down to the final 6, AJ Lee locks in a Black Widow onto Lyra Valkyria. She's screaming in pain, and eventually she releases the hold, but then Charlotte Flair comes out of nowhere and eliminates AJ Lee. Everyone is disgusted by the Queen stumbling out AJ's return, but as she's mocking AJ, Blair Davenport comes out of nowhere and sends her out the match. Everyone is stunned. No one can believe it. Blair Davenport has done a similar feat to what Maven did to The Undertaker in 2002, but can she go one step further and win? As we're down to the final 4. Who will win? Can Lyra Valkyria go the distance? Can Io punch her ticket to fight for another world championship? Can Blair shock the world? Or can Stephanie Vaquer shock everyone and become the Royal Rumble winner in her main roster debut? Well, if Io and Lyra going at it on one side of the ring, Blair and Stephanie do the same. But Stephanie Vaquer is weak from a brutal knee by Blair, so she attempts to take advantage and send Stephanie out the match, but the NXT star counters, then sends Blair out the contest. However, even in defeat, she has shown that she deserves an opportunity. But will that opportunity arise? Well, before we find out, there must be a winner of the Royal Rumble first, as we're down to 3. But 3 soon turns to 2, as Io Sky sends Stephanie out with a Hurricanrana. Lyra Valkyria and Io Sky are the only ones left, and even if they're both exhausted, they both throw everything they can at one another to win the Royal Rumble. But only one can, and after a phenomenal 10-minute mini-match, we find out who will go on to challenge for a world title at WrestleMania. As Lyra attempts a Nightwing, but Io counters with a few stiff elbows, then nails a Poison Rana, which puts Lyra in a perfect position for the moonsault, which is executed to absolute perfection. And after 2 brilliant performances by both competitors, Io Sky sends Lyra Valkyria out the Rumble. Io Sky has done it. She has won the 2025 Women's Royal Rumble. But who will she choose to face? Will she choose Julia? Will she choose Tiffany Stratton? Or will she choose Rhea Ripley? Well, before we get our answer, we need to see who will walk out of the Rumble as WWE Champion, as it's now time for the WWE Championship Unification Ladder match between Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. But before Owens can even get into the ring, Cody launches himself at the prize fighter. The match is on, and Cody is smashing Kevin wherever he can. But then Owens moves out of harm's way and clobbers him with a super kick before sending him into the barricade. Then he goes for a powerbomb, but Cody counters. Then he launches Kevin into the steel steps. They haven't even managed to get into the ring, and that won't change as Cody grabs the ladder, but KO smashes a chair into Cody, which takes him down. Then it's Owens who grabs the ladder, but he decides to throw it towards the American Nightmare. And after this, Owens goes one step further than Cody as he picks up the steps and clobbers them into his face and tosses it onto his body. Then he throws him towards the announcer's table. So Owens gets an idea as he starts to redecorate. This can't end well for the WWE Champion as Owens kicks him in the gut, then looks for a powerbomb, but Cody counters once again, and from here he launches Owens into the ring post before going back into the ring. But it's enough to take a breather as he goes to the top rope and launches himself at the challenger. However, KO manages to avoid a dropkick, then he plants him with a powerbomb on the announcer's table. Cody is out, but Owens doesn't care as he redecorates the other announcer's table. Then he puts Rhodes onto the table, then puts him through it with a stunner. But he isn't done as he puts Cody's lifeless body onto the other table. Then he goes into the ring, and just like the American Nightmare, he isn't going for a break as he climbs to the top rope. Is he gonna dive on a Cody? Yes, he is, but Cody manages to move out of harm's way. Owens is done, and Cody takes the opportunity as he gets a ladder, puts it into the ring, sets it up, and begins to climb. Is the match done just like that? Well, as Cody grabs a hold of the championships, Kevin Owens just manages to make it in time and push the ladder away. Then Owens manages to hit an electric chair drop. It's a very unique way to hit the move at that, but Owens wants to hurt Cody as he sets up a ladder on the outside before launching Cody onto it. And if that wasn't bad enough, Owens manages to use the ladder as an avalanche for Cody's skull. And if you thought that was brutal, well, Kevin Owens one-ups himself as he powerbombs Cody through the ladder. This match has been utter carnage so far, but the brutality could end as Owens climbs the ladder and looks to retrieve his prize. But he can't quite do it as Cody manages to push the ladder off, which leaves Kevin hanging. Then Cody gets an idea. He goes to the top rope, then he nails a spear. Both men are going through hell and back to become WWE Champion. They want to kill each other. But as both men slowly rise to their feet, Cody manages to catch Kevin and connect a pedigree onto the ladder. But Cody wants more as he then hits a crossroads. However, the WWE Champion still isn't done as with KO on the outside, he sets up a ladder before climbing to the top. He doesn't care about the championship as he crashes and burns, looking going for a dive onto the prize fighter, but Cody somehow tries to get up. However, Kevin Owens puts him back down with a boot. How the hell did Cody still attempt to get up? Well, regardless of the question, Owens throws Cody into the ring, then he goes for a powerbomb, but as he attempts to hit one, Cody gets out of it. He even manages to connect a Cody cutter. He has adrenaline in his soul. He's begging for Owens to get up, but he can't connect another crossroads as Owens blocks then connects to pop a powerbomb, but Cody's will is unwavering as he stirs. So with a cannonball, he subsequently and unbelievably powerbombs Cody onto the ladder, and to complete the trifecta of powerbombs, Owens launches Cody out the ring with another, with him crashing on a ladder. The American Nightmare is out. However, to ensure the damage is done, Kevin Owens goes to the outside and connects a modified powerbomb, which includes an extra swing. But that isn't enough for him, as he then nails a package pile driver onto the ladder. Surely the punishment is enough. And thankfully Kevin Owens thinks so, as he goes into the ring, sets up a ladder and climbs. But again he's stopped, but not by Cody Rhodes. Randy Orton is back, and he's back for blood, but not just Kevin Owens is, as he RKO's Cody Rhodes as well. But why? Well, no one knows, as Randy leaves the corpses behind so the match can reach its finale. But neither man is moving, they're both out. Although finally, after what feels like an eternity, Kevin Owens stirs. Everyone hates this, but Owens just doesn't give a damn, as he starts to climb the ladder before going to unhook the championships. But Cody Rhodes starts to stir on a pure instinct, even though he's told to stay down by doctors who are now on standby. And as a last stand, as a last act of defiance, he joins him on the top of the ladder. Both men are in a precarious position. One shall stand, one shall fall. And after a rake to the eye, Kevin Owens pushes Cody Rhodes off the ladder. It's unbelievable. Cody's last stand failed. Kevin Owens has won. He is now your undisputed WWE Champion, and he soaks in the moment. His official first singles championship since 2017. And although many people don't like him, you've got to respect the hustle. But he doesn't have loyalty, and he doesn't have respect, yet he doesn't care. He has the gold. He's now at the top of the mountain. But who will be at the top of the SmackDown Tag Team Mountain? As it's now time for the 2 out of 3 falls WWE World Tag Team Championship match between the Motor City Machine Guns and the Champions DIY. And the match kicks off with pure graps between Alex Shelley and Johnny Gargano. Although neither man can overcome the other in this department, so Gargano looks for an enziguri, but Shelley dodges it, then wipes him out with a kick. Then Shelley tries an enziguri of his own, but Gargano dodges it just like Shelley. Then he tries a super kick, but Shelley dodges that, and subsequently he plants Gargano down with a spinning facebuster, although the Rebel Heart kicks out. So Shelley continues on the offense, as he nails a kick to the side of the skull, before putting him into the corner and tagging in Chris Sabin, as they manage to connect a picture-perfect flatliner and dropkick combination, although Gargano kicks out once again. And out of pure instinct, he rolls to the outside, and that gives him a slight advantage, as he manages to send Sabin into the barricade, and he follows that up with a super kick to turn the tide of the match in DIY's favour. And now Tommaso Ciampa is the legal participant in the match, but as he goes for a German suplex, Chris Sabin counters and looks to roll him up, although as the count gets to 2, Ciampa reverses the pressure into his own roll-up, although Sabin similarly kicks out. But as both men get up, Ciampa puts Sabin back down with a vicious knee. Shelley is desperate for the tag, but Ciampa doesn't care, as he continues to slowly wear down Chris Sabin in the corner. He even tags Gargano back into the match, as they connect another double team maneuver onto Sabin, but yet again he survives. And this makes Gargano furious, as he nails a dropkick to the back of the neck before lining it up for a super kick, but he can't connect it, as Sabin blocks the move before tagging in Alex Shelley. Although before Shelley can do anything, Gargano Gargano rolls him through and connects a vicious kick to the chest. But then Shelley tries to roll him up, yet Gargano won't allow for that to be the first fall as he kicks out at 2. And after running into one another, Shelley sends Gargano to the outside. And in the meantime, he decides to take Ciampa out of action, at least temporarily, as he nails a DDT onto the apron. But as he gets back into the ring, Gargano nails a big tornado DDT before sending Shelley into the corner headfirst with a lawn dart. But Saban breaks up the pin, and this distraction costs DIY greatly, as Alex Shelley manages to catch Gargano by surprise as he rolls him up for the 3. It's a shocking first fall, but Shelley looks for an immediate second, yet he can't connect a super kick as Gargano moves, then locks in the Gargano escape, although Shelley almost instantaneously gets out of the finishing hold. Then as both men get to their feet, Gargano just hurls Shelley overhead before locking in another Gargano escape, although Shelley manages to escape that, then connects a springboard DDT. Then after taking out Ciampa, he then nails a nose-shattering kick to Gargano, but once again he rolls to the outside, although in the frustration, Shelley gets an idea, as he nails a dive onto Gargano, but as he gets him up, Johnny manages to send Shelley into the ring post. Then after setting his face into the hardest part of the ring, Gargano sends him back into the ring, and once Shelley gets up, Gargano nails a slingshot spear, although Shelley stays in the fight. But for how much longer will this be the case? As with Shelley stranded, he gets nailed by a reversed meeting in the middle, and to add insult to injury, they connected again the right way round. And after Gargano knocks Saban off of the apron again, he goes into the cover, but somehow, someway, Alex Shelley finds a way to kick out. But that may have been his last gas, as Gargano almost straight away desperately locks in a Gargano escape, and with Chris Saban knocked out on the outside, Shelley is all alone, and after what feels like an eternity, he passes out. We're on to the final 4 of the match, but Shelley is out, he's barely moving, so for the match to continue, Chris Saban forcefully tags himself in, but he's at a disadvantage, although he fights on regardless. He refuses to quit on his dreams to become champion once again, but Ciampa manages to get the hot tag, and from here, DIY begin to completely and utterly dominate, but Chris Saban stays in the match no matter what is thrown at him, yet he's in desperate need of help. He can only fend off the champions alone for so long, and he's getting completely overwhelmed. It's a one-sided beatdown, although both Gargano and Ciampa want to add insult to injury for their victory. So Ciampa goes and grabs Alex Shelley, puts him into the ring, then Gargano and Ciampa lock in stereo submissions, just like when they won the NXT Tag Team titles, although the Motor City Machine Guns refuse to give up, as they even managed to find out the submission holds, and with Shelley managing to take out Ciampa, the challengers managed to connect a modified Skull and Bones, as with Chris Saban nailing a Brainbuster, and Alex Shelley connecting a splash, Shelley goes into the cover, and just like that, DIY have been dethroned. The Motor City Machine Guns have regained the WWE World Tag Team titles. It's a wholesome moment for the recently signed duo, although whilst they're celebrating, their next challenge makes their presence known. And after the Street Profits return, it's now time for the main event of the evening, as it's time for the Men's Royal Rumble match, and we kick it off in style. When you think of a number 1 entrant in a Royal Rumble, Sami Zayn is one of the first men you think of, but can he go the distance? Well, to do that, he has to survive entrant number 2. The man Sami Zayn seemingly can never beat is the man starting the match with him. It's a nightmare scenario for Zayn, but he'll fight on regardless, as when the bell rings, both men start laying into one another. The animosity between the two is on full display, but Drew gets on top. He even tries to throw Sami out early, but that doesn't work, although the Scottish Warrior stays in control before number 3 enters. And the man to try and stop Drew McIntyre is none other than Sheamus. The Bang of Bros have come back together, Alexander. Although as per tradition with both men, they fight each other, but Sami tries taking advantage of this as he almost stands Drew out the match, but Sheamus doesn't allow him to finish the job. He wants to do it himself. However, Drew hangs on in there, but can every man in the match survive the monster of all monsters, as Braun Strowman comes out on number 4 and completely dominates. He hurls around Drew and Sheamus like they're cruiserweights before staring at Sami Zayn. 9 years since their great feud, they meet again, and Sami brings it to Braun. He won't give up without a fight, but it doesn't matter, as Braun takes down Sami before nailing a running power slam. Everyone is down, Braun is in control, but who's next? Josh Alexander is here, and his debut match is the Royal Rumble, and his first opponent he has to face is Braun Strowman, but he doesn't back down, and he takes it to Strowman, and he's actually overwhelming the monster, and that continues with the spot of the match up until that point. And with that unbelievable feat of strength, Josh Alexander quite literally tosses Braun Strowman out the match. It's a shocking first elimination, although many believe that Braun won't be finished with the new signing. But regardless, entrant number 6, Braun Breaker, is looking to make an impact, and after taking down Josh with a spear, Sheamus unbelievably boots him out the match. No one can believe it, but as soon as this happens, Drew McIntyre reappears and eliminates the Celtic Warrior. Although Sheamus doesn't care, he's laser focused on the Intercontinental Champion. Their future with one another is seemingly set, although Sami Zayn's future may also be set, as Drew looks to eliminate the underdog from the underground. But Sami hangs on in there in time for number 7 to enter the battlefield, and that man refers to himself as him, as Carmelo Hayes enters his second Royal Rumble and tries to make an instant impact by taking out the number 1 entrant Sami Zayn, whilst Josh Alexander and Drew McIntyre go at it on the other side of the ring. But everyone survives, at least for now. Trick Williams is in his first Royal Rumble match. The crowd are elated, but Hayes isn't, as he tries to stop Trick before he can even get going, but no one can whoop that Trick, as the 2-time NXT champion completely wipes the floor with Hayes. He even hits a double team move to take down Hayes with Sami Zayn, although alliances are only temporary in the Royal Rumble, as Trick tries to eliminate Sami, but once again Zayn hangs on in there. But Carmelo Hayes' time in the Royal Rumble may be up.
You don't want none.
AJ Styles is back, and he immediately sets his sight on the man who injured him months ago, Carmelo Hayes. But so does Trick. He wants a piece of the pie, but Styles wants Hayes all to himself, as he takes out Trick before sending Carmelo Hayes out the match. However, as soon as he does this, he gets confronted by Josh Alexander. It's one hell of a stare down between the two former pillars of TNA, and they have instant chemistry. They're going at it as if there's only 2 of them in the ring, but of course that isn't the case, as Sami Zayn takes out both men. However, in his first Royal Rumble match is the recently debuted Penta, and he's mixing it up with the fellow former TNA World Heavyweight Champions just like himself. He even looks to eliminate Josh Alexander, but the new signing hangs on in there. That is until AJ Styles spears Josh out the match. His time is up, although everyone knows the 2 men's paths will cross again one day. However, that's the future, and the present is Kofi Kingston entering the Rumble at number 11. But you can't hear anyone think over the loud chants of profanities at one half of the New Day. And the chants are starting to get to Kofi, which allows for him to be overwhelmed by AJ Styles, although he manages to stay in the match. And Shinsuke Nakamura is looking to eliminate the rest of the field and potentially become a double champion, as he goes after AJ Styles straight away. These 2 men have a ton of deep history, but both men have come a long way in 7 years, and Styles learns that the hard way as he gets misted by the King of Strong Style. Then, Styles' time in the Royal Rumble comes to an end. Everyone hates this, but Shinsuke doesn't care, as he goes after Trick Williams in an attempt to eliminate another fan favourite, but Trick, as always, stays in the fight. But in at number 13 is a man who also has a lot of history with Shinsuke Nakamura, as Finn Balor enters the Rumble and immediately nails a shotgun dropkick onto the King of Strong style. Then he goes up to Sami Zayn and tries to eliminate the co-Iron Man of the match up until this point, but Sami stays alive. Although number 14 in the Rumble startles several of the participants.
We all wanna go big, then say that. Ho!
Big E is here, but he's dressed in a suit. He's not gonna compete. So why is he out here? Well, it's to introduce the true entrant. WWE Universe! Don't you dare be sour. Cut it out for one of the greatest Intercontinental Champions of all time and feel the power. Wade Barrett is back in the ring, and he has gotten rid of Kofi Kingston. Everyone is shocked, including Drew McIntyre, who gets booted out of the Royal Rumble. The Scottish Warrior is gone, and it's all thanks to the man who gives bad news. But if Barrett and Drew start holes through one another, Penta sneaks up on Wade and eliminates him. And with him startled and groggy, Drew nails the Claymore onto him before leaving the course behind. Although as he's leaving, he runs into Seth Rollins, who enters the Royal Rumble at number 15, and he's mixing it up with all of his past rivals. He even almost eliminates Shinsuke Nakamura, but Nakamura fights back. Although LA Knight unbelievably comes out of nowhere and eliminates the King of Strong style. Knight has just screwed the former United States champion out of the Royal Rumble, and it becomes more apparent why he chose to strike, as it turns out that he is the next entrant, and he's a man on fire. No one can slow him down, although Penta attempts to with a picture-perfect sling blade, but as soon as he does this, Seth hits one of his own. However, then Balor hits one on the Architect, but Balor can't celebrate for too long, as his former rival Damian Priest is entrant number 17, and he instantly nails a South of Heaven chokeslam onto the Prince. But before he can take advantage, Trick Williams comes out of nowhere and fights with the former El Campeon, yet no one is eliminated by the time number 18 makes his presence known. Obafemi is here, and he's a one-man wrecking crew, as he immediately powerbombs Trick Williams out the match. Then he picks up Finn Balor's lifeless corpse and sends him into Priest, which takes out both men from the match. And following this, Penta tries to take down the monster, but he can't do it. Oba is too strong, as he sends Penta out the match as well. Obafemi has cut the field of the match in half, but he doesn't stop there, as he avoids a kick from LA Knight and sends him out as well. And now, all that's left in the match is Obafemi, Seth Rollins and Sami Zayn. And both Seth and Sami know the threat Oba poses, so they attempt to double team the big man, but that doesn't work. They need help, and that help arrives in the form of Jey Uso. Now it's 3 against 1, and the trio of stars finally start to overpower the future star in Obafemi, as with a stomp by Rollins and a splash by Jey, Sami sends Oba out the match with a haluva kick. Even though it was a short run, Obafemi's impact in the Royal Rumble shows just how much potential he has. But now it's down to 3 men, Sami, Jey and Seth. And of course, they double team Seth Rollins. That is until CM Punk is in the Royal Rumble, and he signals to continue the team up against Seth Rollins, which the fellow babyface is obliged to. Seth is outnumbered, but Punk tries to sneak attack and eliminate Jey Uso, but Jey hangs on in there. And with a shrug by Punk, he starts fighting with the Iron Man of the match, Sami Zayn. It's now a fair fight for everyone, although everyone stops in their tracks as Logan Paul comes out, and everyone in the match puts their differences aside to assault the Maverick, as with a GTS by Punk, he eliminates Logan Paul. Everyone is elated at this, although the elation turns to silence as the newly healed Randy Orton comes out at number 22, and before he even enters the ring, he manages to RKO Logan Paul. Then as soon as he does go into the ring, he starts mixing it up with Seth Rollins, while Sami and Jey team up on their former teammate in War, CM Punk. The match is starting to rebuild after Obafemi's dominance, although that could come to an abrupt halt. The OTC is here, and after laying out Logan Paul with a spear, he slides into the ring and instantly he goes after Seth Rollins. He even manages to nail a spear onto him as well, but he doesn't lay his eyes off him. But the fighting may not matter with the number 24 entrant coming out for his final Royal Rumble match. John Cena is here, and he takes out anyone he sees, which includes the Viper, as Cena unbelievably eliminates Randy Orton. Many people's pick to win the match is gone, but another isn't, as Seth Rollins attempts to eliminate John Cena, but that doesn't work. Although now we enter the final act of the Royal Rumble, which starts off with Tama Tonga, and he's like a rabid dog, as he goes after anyone and everyone, but he can't get any eliminations, although the beatdown continues. And this continues with the number 26 entrant Jacob Fatu, as he and Tama start to dominate the match. And this is amplified even further by the number 27 entrant Solo Sikoa. This can't be a coincidence. All three Bloodline members have entered back to back to back, and they take advantage of this by eliminating Jey Uso. But before they can do anything else, number 28 arrives.
If you smell what The Rock is cooking.
The Rock is here! The final boss has arrived! And with everyone else down, Solo Sikoa unbelievably acknowledges The Rock. Everyone is stunned, including John Cena, who attempts to fight against the odds, but there's too many of them. Cena is overwhelmed, and with a spike from Solo, The Rock eliminates the leader of the C Nation, but he doesn't stop the heartbreak there, as he screams at Roman Reigns about how much he failed the family. He was supposed to unite them, not divide the bloodline further, so he assaults the original tribal chief, whilst he continues to say that he even gave him 3 chances to try and improve, but he failed. So the final boss is here to clean up the mess of the OTC, as he rock bottoms Roman, and he continues yelling at him to get up. He wants to finish the job, but he can't just yet. The Undertaker is here! The ghost of the final boss has arrived, but he all of a sudden gets spiked by Solo Sikoa. It's unbelievable, but The Rock doesn't care, as he orders the new bloodline to continue beating down everyone. But to make sure Undertaker gets an especially brutal beating, he needs help. He needs his family. Entering at number 30 is the Big Red Machine, Kane. He's here for his brother. And the Brothers of Destruction start to fend off the new bloodline, as thanks to Rollins and Reigns holding off The Rock and Solo Sikoa, they managed to eliminate Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga. But that's all they managed to do, as The Rock and Solo managed to break through their shield and eliminate the Brothers of Destruction. We're down to 6, but all 4 of the non-new bloodline members know what they have to do, as they all start beating down on both Solo and The Rock. And with Sami Zayn eliminating Solo Sikoa, Roman Reigns spears The Rock and eliminates him. And with that, we're down to 4. Who will win? Will it be Sami Zayn? Will it be Seth Rollins? Will it be CM Punk? Or will it be Roman Reigns? Well, all 4 men start slugging it out for one another. Punk and Zayn on one side, and Rollins and Reigns on the other. But Seth is overwhelming the OTC, so Sami goes to help, but he inadvertently clocks Roman Reigns with a haluva kick. And with Seth and Sami brawling, CM Punk takes the opportunity to nail a GTS onto him before tossing out Roman Reigns. And now it's down to 3, but as soon as Punk turns around, he gets nailed by a knee and a subsequent stomp by Seth Rollins, who then eliminates the straight edge savior. Punk is in shock. He was so close yet again at winning the Royal Rumble. But now we're down to the final 2. Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins. These 2 men have tons of history, but only one can headline WrestleMania. However, due to Sami's Iron Man performance, he's worn out. Seth is the fresher man, and he takes full advantage of this, but no matter what he does, he can't seem to eliminate Sami. And with this, Zayn begins to come back. The crowd are on fire. Is this Sami Zayn's time? Is this Sami Zayn's moment? Well, after hitting his signature Blue Thunder Bomb, he puts Seth into the corner and Haluva kicks him before sending him out the match with another. Sami Zayn has won the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble match. It's a well-earned victory at that. After all the hardship, Sami has the chance of a lifetime to become WWE Champion at WrestleMania. But which champion will he choose? Will he choose Gunter? Will he choose Kevin Owens? Well, we're just gonna have to wait and see.